obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
When will they take the bandages off?
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Gnome.
What is up, Gnomies? I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to the Twilight Gnome Podcast, episode 103. What episode are we going to be discussing this week, Ty?
This week we have Death's Head Revisited.
Season 3, Episode 9, original air date November 10th, 1961. This was written by Rod Serling and directed by Don Medford, who did 5 Twilight Zones, and I think we've actually done quite a bit of his. I think we've done 3 of the 5.
All right, let's hear him.
He did, obviously, Death's Head Revisited, A Passage for Trumpet, The Man in the Bottle, The Mirror, and Death Ship.
Yeah, all except for Death Ship and Man in the Bottle.
Yes. Both okay episodes.
I've never seen Death Ship before, and I don't remember Man in the Bottle.
We'll get right into it, Ty. What was your favorite moment?
I liked the cuts that they did. They did it twice. Once when he was trying to run away, and then he cuts to him running, and now he's inside Block 6. And then the others when he's trying to run out, and then he ends up right at the gallows. I really liked those shots. It was really cool.
Yeah, mine's also a camera shot thing. The shot of when he kind of wakes up and he sees the prisoners. It's like the tilted angle. It's sideways.
Yep.
We have the technology to rebuild it.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling.
So usually I put a prompt into ChatGPT, but if you can recall from last week, the AI Serling kind of took over my computer. I tried quite a few things to get rid of it, and it seems like he's here for the foreseeable future, so let's see what he has this week for us.
Picture, if you will, a podcast host in comfortable modern attire, holding a microphone instead of a cigarette, preparing to discuss one of the darkest half hours ever transmitted into American living rooms. Tonight's offering, a return trip to Dachau. Yes, that Dachau, not the vacation spot, not the cruise line, the other one. Our story concerns a former SS captain who revisits the scene of his crimes because nothing says healthy coping mechanism like Holocaust tourism with a superiority complex. Now, ordinarily, this is the part where I'd make a wry comment about irony or poetic justice, but even an artificial intelligence trained on every episode of The Twilight Zone understands that some subjects require reverence. So instead, I will simply observe that in the Twilight Zone, the past is not dead, guilt is not optional, and justice does not accept late apologies. And to our dear podcast host, good luck making this one funny. You're traveling to a place where laughter echoes, but only because the walls remember it differently. Submitted for your review, Death's Head Revisited. A meditation on memory, morality, and the inconvenient habit of the dead to testify.
Wow, darker this time.
A little bit. I wonder why. It's not like this is a dark episode. All right, so every week, Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. I have 3 this week.
I have 4.
Go for it.
All right, where does Lutz say he was stationed when he lies?
Russia, on the Russian front.
What division?
That's not what you asked, and that's my question. It's the Panzer Division.
Correct.
Well, that was one of mine. What's the number of the prisoner that wanted some water?
I have it written down. I'm not going to look. I think it was 5 digits. 25231.
Pretty close. 23575.
I mean, I got that it was 5 digits. Other than that, being generous on that one. Which block does he enter?
That was my other one. It is number 6.
Yes. And my last one, how long has it been since Lutz saw Becker?
17 years?
Correct.
All right, well, I guess we'll jump right into the plot of this one. We open on a little German town. A guy walks into a hotel lobby. Kind of sounds like the beginning of a joke, but this is a serious episode, Tyler.
It's more of an inn.
He rings the bell. A lady comes out. She's like, can I help you? And the guy's like, yes, I just arrived in town. Do you have accommodations? It's going to be so
I
hard
love
not
your
to do
Dracula accent. It's nowhere near German. I just arrived in town.
Vampires, Nazis, same thing.
Don't let them in the front door.
Right? Yeah, he's like, I just arrived in town. Do you have accommodations? Lady's like, yeah. And then she says, she looks at him kind of weird and like she recognizes him. And he's like, anything wrong? And she's like, no. And then she reads his name. You just remind me of someone from during the war. The SS was stationed here. And the man was like, well, I was stationed in Russia. It's a Utica expression.
It's a Utica expression. I was nowhere near here.
Right. Obviously, well, I mean, we know that he's lying, but do you think if you saw this for the first time, you wouldn't know?
No.
Or would you take...
No, I think it's very obvious. Like, obviously, this man is lying about his identity. Like, the woman obviously knows it. We're supposed to be surmising from her expression and how she's reacting to it all that clearly this man's a liar.
And he's like, there was something here, wasn't there? What was it that was here?
He's definitely, like, doing a lot of intimidation, like, tactics. So you can definitely see, like, which part of his character already, like, you already know this man's probably not good. And then as we get along further, like, it's completely confirmed by the time Rod does his intro. But, like, we're starting to get little hints of, like, he's trying to intimidate her once he realizes that she might kind of be in on who he is and what he's lying about.
Right. And the woman's like, there was a camp here. And he's like, how's that? And she's like, it was a concentration camp. The man says, yes. I can't recall the name of this town, though. What was it? And she goes, Dachau.
Dachau. I think it's like a guttural, not guttural,
Right.
what would it be? Like a in the back.
A phlegmy?
Dachau.
I don't know.
Oh.
And also,
Fricative?
it's worth mentioning that Dachau is the reason the wax museums are not doing good.
Yes, if you haven't seen, what episode was that?
The new exhibit.
The new exhibits. Go and rewatch our...
Martin Sinescu's boss blames low attendance to the wax museum on the horrors of Dachau. So
definitely go back and rewatch our episode on that one. But yeah, so right after she reveals the name of the town, she kind of starts in about the camp that's there and how most people want it burned to the ground there, and at which point we get Rod's intro.
Mr. Schmidt recently arrived in a small Bavarian village which lies 8 miles northwest of Munich. A picturesque, delightful little spot, one time known for its scenery, but more recently related to other events having to do with some of the less positive pursuits of man. Human slaughter, torture, misery, and anguish. Mr. Schmidt, as we will soon perceive, has a vested interest in the ruins of a concentration camp. For once, some 17 years ago, his name was Gunther Lutze. He held the rank of a captain in the SS. He was a black uniformed, strutting animal whose function in life was to give pain. And like his colleagues of the time, he shared the one affliction most common amongst that breed known as Nazis. He walked the earth without a heart. And now former SS Captain Lutze will revisit his old haunts, satisfied perhaps that all that is awaiting him in the ruins on the hill is an element of nostalgia. What he does not know, of course, is that a place like Dachau cannot exist only in Bavaria. By its nature, by its very nature, it must be one of the populated areas of the Twilight Zone.
Did you notice in this Rod intro, I haven't seen it happen much, if at all, but I think this is one of the few instances where we see Rod for a good chunk of it, but then it switches to voiceover for the last little bit. Like, usually if he's appearing in the scene, he's there the whole time.
Right. I think this one was quite extended. This is kind of a long Rod intro for season 3, so I think, too.
Probably wanted to shake up like the visuals of it so that way you're not just looking at Rod the whole time.
Probably. Anyway, the captain walks in the abandoned camp with a smirk on his face. He looks at the gallows, and we see some bodies hanging. Obviously not real, but it is kind of shocking to see that in the Twilight Zone. Were you kind of like, whoa?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it was pretty dark for the censors even back then in the 1960s to have something like that on the air.
Right. Obviously, they're not real. Both in that they were dummies when they filmed it, but also they're not actually there. He's seeing this in his head.
Yeah, he's kind of remembering it. And this whole sort of beginning scene where he's walking through Dachau, it's a very, like, he's seeing it through rose-colored glasses of, like, walking down memory
my
lane.
old class, really just definitely walking around like, the good old days.
Yeah.
But yeah, he walks into the barracks, pretends like he's still in command, and we get, what would you call that, like a superimposed shot when it shows like him over his shoulder?
Yeah, when the older version of him, like back in the day,
Yeah.
superimposed on top of it. So he's like, it's almost like a memory bubble without like the foggy edges to it. But
That one right there was like a kind of cool shot, but it was a really cool shot when it showed the prisoners like in the bunks, because like that shows them not in the bunks, then they're ghostly figures, and then it transitions to them being completely there. I like that shot a lot.
yeah, almost like a Pepper's Ghost sort of effect, where like it gradually fades in and fades out.
Right. Yeah, he tells the prisoners, he's just like, get up, pigs, we're going to exercise. It's just below zero, which I was wondering, which below zero were they using? Because this is obviously airing in America and written in America, but he would be using Celsius if he was German.
My assumption is that all of this was switched to for an American audience because, like, obviously, I was thinking the same thing when I saw, like, it says Block 6, like, that's English. Like, it would be in German because they're in Germany. So, like, I think for audience purposes, like, everything that's kind of going on, it's being said is just being translated for ease.
He walks around the ground some more. He finds a sign that says detention, and he's like, oh, we had some good times in there. He breaks the step, which I thought that was going to pay off, but it never does. I wonder if like that just happened by accident when they were filming and he just kind of played it off.
I think that was more to show like this place has been abandoned for the 17 years that it has been. Like it's been untouched by people because of all the darkness behind it. Like this is a place that people just don't go, which
I was
also
surprised that no one was there seeing him.
I was also surprised too because like, first of all, it seemed it was either completely unlocked or he has a way of unlocking it. So that was...
Can you go there like and actually take like a tour?
I know some of them
I feel like that would
tour.
What? I mean, just like this whole episode's message is that you gotta keep things like this as a reminder, but that'd be such a dark place to go for like a tourist destination.
Especially like...
And I would be afraid that people would go there with sinister motives.
Especially in this case, though, because this is taking place 17 years after. Like, that's still very, very fresh for everyone in the area. So I don't know if at that point it would have been like people were visiting in that same sort of way that people do today.
A little too fresh of a wound.
Yeah, I think it probably still would have been this very dilapidated, falling apart kind of way.
How about that cool way he kicks the door in?
I will agree with the AI Sterling. That was actually pretty badass. How he kicked that door in afterwards.
I don't even recall him.
You don't remember that?
I just remember the foot going through the steps. I mean, I would imagine most things should have been locked up. Like, the fact that he's even able to walk around in here is just very eerie. Like, he just thinks that he owns the place, which, again, speaks to his character.
Right. He has another little flashback thing, and he's looking at prisoner number 23575, and he's like, oh, you'd like some water, wouldn't you? It's only been 5 days, and kicks him, and obviously it's a horrible thing, but he's laughing like, oh, that was awesome, good times.
And then he goes outside to have some more reminiscence, and at this point, he sees Becker.
I remember you. And well you should. How well you should, Captain Lutzer.
You don't look so bad, Becker. No, as a matter of fact, you look quite well. You don't seem to have changed at all. You're the caretaker around here?
In a manner of speaking.
First time you watched this, did you realize immediately that he was a ghost?
Yeah, I would imagine. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is like the third or fourth time I've seen this, but I'm pretty sure I got that he was a ghost.
Yeah,
especially like, since he's in the attire.
Well, he's still in the attire, and then Becker says like he hasn't changed a bit in 17 years. Like I think there's a lot of ways, but like for Becker to not even put two and two together, it's like really you don't.
Well, he hasn't seen The Shining yet, so You've always been the caretaker, sir. You didn't get hardcore Shining vibes when he said that?
Well, this came out before The Shining.
I know, but you've seen The Shining, so didn't
wasn't
even cross your
movie.
mind?
No.
All right. This was kind of weird. The captain tries to like go in for like a shoulder embrace, and the guy like pulls back like, "Don't fucking touch me, dude." Which obviously you'd be like, "I'm not letting this monster touch me." But
get your hands off me, you damn dirty Nazi.
Okay, yeah, Sterling. Thank you for breaking the tension.
Yeah, so they start conversing for a while, and then yes, he hears the wind. But he's not quite convinced that it actually is wind. He thinks that it might be screams. To which Becker kind of replies like, "Oh well, it didn't bother you back in the day. Why is this sound bothering you now?"
Right, and it's at this point that he's calling him captain, and Lutz is like, "Stop calling me captain. I'm not a soldier anymore." And I did like this. He was like, "You were never a soldier. That was a type of uniform that you can't really take off. It was a part of you. You were a sadist, captain." He says, and then that captain tries to play it out. "Oh, that was just all in the past. Come on, you did what you thought was right, and I obeyed orders. And they go into the whole, just obeying orders. It was the theme music to the Nuremberg trials.
Yes, definitely very good back and forth where, like, every time that Lutz tries to, like, defend himself, like, Becker just has an immediate rebuttal, and great dialogue here from Rod.
For sure. Becker says, you killed 10 million human beings, women, children, tired old men. You burned them, you tore up their bodies in rage, and now you've come back and wonder why the misery you planted is leaping up after you. Like you just had mentioned, it's a very good dialogue between the two of these characters.
Yeah, and like usually Rod can be too wordy or like too much of a thesaurus, but I think in this case it really drives the point home.
Mm-hmm. And the captain says, I must leave now. He runs for the gate, but he can't open it. And then Becker's like, why did you come back, Captain? You were safe down in South America. And the captain said, I missed the fatherland. I thought enough time had passed that people would forget the little mistakes made in the past. To which Becker says, little mistakes? You ask too much. And he says, time is short. We have to accomplish something here today. It's trial time. You will be tried for the crimes against humanity. Come on, let's go, Captain. The captain runs, and that's when we get one of those really cool shots. Obviously, know how it's done. He runs into the camera so it blacks it out, and then it's from his back.
Exactly. It's a simple enough shot to pull off, but, like, executed well. Like, it has that, like, magical quality of, like, boom, now you've been transported from one spot to the other, which would be a total mindfuck for Lutz.
Right. And it's at this point we get my favorite shot because he's in the barracks now, and we get that cool tilted camera angle. Really good. Again, just awesome direction in this episode. Becker says, shall we proceed, Captain? And I'll play some of this.
The inmates of Compound 6, Dachau concentration camp, versus Günther Lutze, Captain SS. Indictment 1, that he condemned to death without a trial 1,700 human beings. Indictment 2, that he did maim and torture without provocation thousands and thousands of human beings. Indictment 3, that he did deliberately condone the use of criminal medical experiments on women and children.
No.
This part's really cool. We start getting a bunch of canted angles. You really start to feel the pressure, and it's at this point that the captain, like, passes out.
Yeah, you definitely feel very claustrophobic in this moment. Like, you can feel, like, the pressure that's on Lutz, and then, yeah, like you said, he passes out. When he comes to, he's like, oh, it was just a dream.
And then we get that line, which, if you're have the DVDs in the main menu, it does the "You had no dream, Captain." That's always stuck in my head because I would used to sleep with DVDs on in the background or just be the main menu all night. But
yeah, the captain's like, it was just a dream, to which Becker says, like, it was no dream, that actually happened, and now your trial is over. Now what comes next is the sentencing, and now we have to give you your sentence, to which I didn't quite understand the acting direction from Lutz at this point, because he kind of does this, like, hysterical laugh and breaks open the window and starts yelling for the ghost to come out.
I think he's going for a Hail Mary, like, maybe if I just, like, act crazy and I put on my Nazi face again, that I'll scare them into letting me go or something. He's trying to regain his authority, I'm thinking, in that moment, because out of desperation.
Maybe, I don't know, or maybe he's just, like, trying to, like, prove that the whole notion of it was crazy and that this was just a dream, and he's trying to convince himself.
And then he tries to tell Becker that this is all in Becker's mind, and he's pretty much like projecting all of his stuff. He's like, you're putting all your hate into this, and obviously it's him reflecting on himself. And then he says, why didn't I kill you when I had the chance? And at this point it dawns on him.
Well, he starts running towards him like he's about to strangle him, and then he stops like almost like a cartoon character and like, wait a second, I did kill you.
That's what they said to Epstein.
You gotta be careful, A.I. Serlin.
Why didn't I kill you when I had a chance? Why didn't I?
Becker, I did kill you. I killed you the night. You killed me the night the Americans came close to the camp. You tried to burn it down, remember? You tried to kill everyone who was left. In my case, you succeeded. So, I think it would be a waste of time, Captain, wouldn't it? A waste of your precious time. Of that little time you have left to murder me again.
Another cool transition.
Especially where like this one's like more action oriented, where like what he's grabbing for, it's kind of replaced by another object. He's not just like jumping into thin air trying to grab something. I like that it's the gallows that he's reaching to kill someone, and he ends up at the spot that ends up killing people. It's good poetry there.
And then Becker says, "You've been found guilty of crimes against humanity, and from this day on, you'll be rendered insane. At this gate, you shot down hundreds of people. Do you feel it now?"
I
really
really
cool how he's feeling the torture that all the pain and suffering that he put on people he's feeling now.
Exactly. I think this is a perfect example of like the just comeuppance that the Twilight Zone often dishes out, because it's not like he literally goes step by step of all the different things that he did to people, and he's now experiencing that exact same pain that he put others through. So yeah, he does. He gets shot just like he shot others. Then he goes to the hanging gallows,
and then I like this from when he's just like, "You did unmentionable things,"
just like Epstein.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. The torture. They don't even mention what happens there, but then at that point he kind of like lays down the ground. What do you think? Over the top acting when he's like on the ground for the torture part?
No, because I mean, if you were actually feeling that, that's probably what you'd be doing. I think the acting's actually pretty spot on in this episode.
I think the acting from Becker is really good. I think there are times when I'm questioning like the acting of Lutz. There's, I don't know, some stuff is a little odd there, but Becker is definitely really good actor. And
then I like Becker's little thing here. He's like, "This is not revenge, it's justice." Which I got Batman. Then he's like, "But this is only the beginning. Your final judgment will come from God." Next shot, the captain is being picked up by some guys and a doctor, and the doctor's like, he's under so much sedatives right now, he doesn't even know what planet he's on. The taxi driver says, "I don't know what happened. He was fine 2 hours ago when I dropped him off." And the doctor's like, "I have no idea. What could turn a man insane and into a raving maniac?"
Did the doctor kind of look like Mel Brooks to you?
I'll take a look.
But what could happen in 2 hours to turn a man into a raving maniac? That somebody will have to tell me that. Why does it still stand? Why do we keep it standing?
All right, he looks more like Mel Blanc. "Yeah, what's up, Doc?"
Who the hell's Mel Blanc?
The guy who did all the voice for the Looney Tunes stuff.
How do you know what he looks like?
Because I was just watching something on him.
Oh. No, he definitely looks more like Mel Brooks.
He looks nothing like Mel Brooks.
Yes, he does.
I just watched the whole Mel Brooks thing on HBO. That guy looks nothing like Mel Brooks.
Like a young Mel Brooks. Obviously not when he's like older.
I'm going to have to put up like a poll or something to say, does this man look like young Mel Brooks or not?
All right.
People are going to be, is Tyler crazy or am I crazy?
But yeah, right after the question that the doctor sets up, we get Rod's response.
There is an answer to the doctor's question. All the Dachau's must remain standing. The Dachau's, the Belsens, the Buchenwalds, the Auschwitzes. All of them. They must remain standing because they are a monument to a moment in time when some men decided to turn the earth into a graveyard. Into it they shoveled all of their reason, their logic, their knowledge, but worst of all, their conscience. And the moment we forget this, the moment we cease to be haunted by its remembrance, then we become the gravediggers. Something to dwell on and to remember. Not only in the Twilight Zone, but wherever men walk God's earth.
And that's our episode. Tyler, what did you learn?
Never return to the scene of the crime.
All right, we'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has us at an 8.1 out of 10. Do you think we're on the same page or no?
I think we're probably going to be pretty close.
All right, I'm still kind of going back and forth. It's obviously between a 0.5. Yeah, all right, I got it. You ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 6. Hey, I almost did 6.5, but
I was thinking
it's not.
Yeah,
it's, to me, it's great acting. The message is obviously good, and it's it doesn't come off that preachy compared to like some episodes. But yeah, it means a bummer episode. It doesn't feel very Twilight Zone-y. It feels more like a Charles Dickens, like a Christmas Carol, like you're seeing the Ghost of Christmas Past thing, and he gets his just comeuppance to me. But I mean, all in all, it's an okay episode, but it's just, I would never probably put this one back on if I was watching a marathon.
Exactly. Like, the acting's good, the directing's really good, and like obviously the moral's important, but it is a downer at the end of the day. Like, not something I always want to keep coming back to the well on, but it's a really good episode.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in the Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week we have Joseph Sheldkrite. He played Becker. Sorry if I butchered that name. He was in 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone, and now we have completed his resume. Do you know which one he was in?
Can you give me a hint?
It was one of the very first ones we did.
No idea.
He was in the trade-ins, so there will be no pain. Plays the old man.
Oh, he must have aging makeup in that one then.
He does.
Okay.
But he actually died not too long after this episode. I think he was like in his 60s. He was in the Diary of Anne Frank. He played Otto Frank in the 1960s movie. He was in lots of movies in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. He was actually from Austria-Hungary. He was born in 1896, which is pretty crazy. So I got to see World War I and all that. Then we have Oscar Berge Jr. He played Lutz. He was in Young Frankenstein. He was in 14 episodes of Days of Our Lives. He was in 2 Hogan's Heroes, 1 Gomer Pyle. Shazam! And he was in 3 Twilight Zone episodes, and now we have completed his resume. Do you know the 3 that he was in?
Yes, obviously this one right here. He was also in Mute, and he was in the Rip Van Winkle caper.
Yes, and he is also from Austria-Hungary, but he was born in 1918, which... that's like right when World War I ended. I didn't think it was Austria-Hungary.
Is that big of an age difference between the two of them?
Yeah, he was, what? So he's
24
years older?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Then we have Ben White. He played the Doctor. He had 207 credits to his name. He was in The Sound of Music. He played Zeller. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Oh, okay, yep.
He was he did a lot of voice work for like Disney movies in like the 70s, 80s. He was in The Little Mermaid. He played the voice of Grimsby.
Little Mermaid.
He was in The 101 Dalmatians. He was the voice of Roger, the human, the guy that Jeff Daniels plays in the live
I know who
action
Roger
one.
is.
He was in The Jungle Book. He did the voice of the wolf. And he was in 3 episodes
There was a wolf in The Jungle Book?
I guess so. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
I thought it was just like a panther and a bear and a lion. No, not a lion, a tiger.
And a Tin Man and a Scarecrow. And a little dog, too.
A completely different story, yeah, Sterling. I guess you can definitely tell he's using ChatGPT. He's getting some stuff mixed up.
And the horse you rode in on, pal.
Yeah, don't like it, do you? You can dish it out, but you can't take it, AI, Sterling. Yeah, he was in 3 episodes of The Twilight Zone, and we have completed his resume as well. He was in this, obviously. He was in Judgment Night, and he was in Dead Man Shoe. He didn't play anyone big. It was just like
I was going to say, I don't recall him
stuff like that.
at all.
A little bit of trivia on this one. Both main actors lost family members in the Holocaust, actually. The title refers to the Totenkampf, which is the death's head. It's a symbol that the SS used to have, and it was a branch of the SS that strictly dealt with death camps and stuff like that.
Oh, that makes sense. I've always wondered about the title of the episode because I was like, what is like Death's Head? I get the obviously revisited part makes sense, but I never understood the rest.
And while I was on IMDb, it has some trivia, and it said that apparently no Dachau commanders were actually still alive at the time that this episode aired. They had all been found and killed at the Nuremberg trials or had committed suicide. In total, this episode cost $51,305. The director received the usual $1,250, and the cast received $6,386, which is pretty good because there was only like really 3 or 4 big actors in this. So the rest were probably just like extras that got uncredited stuff.
I was gonna say, yeah, and if it's really just the 2 main characters and then a lot of extras that were probably there for not much.
And it's crazy. I went through, because there's like you said, there's like 15 extras. I actually went through all of them and no Mr. Peepers references. I couldn't believe it.
What'd you say your name was?
What's in a name, Mr. Benninger, really? It's a mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching. You can do so as well if you want to leave a comment for your new name, and we'll read it out. But I have 5 this week.
I have 4.
Right.
You go ahead.
I wonder if we have the same debacle.
I think we probably do.
I have 2, so go for it.
All right, I have the Dachau debacle.
I had that, but I also had the Death Camp debacle.
Yep. I have Ghosts of Your Past.
I have Do Unto Others.
I have The Condemned.
I have For All the Woe.
And my last one, Crime and Punishment.
And then for my last one, I was having a hard time coming up with the words. I wanted to do something of like the whole like you reap what you sow because of what he did. I couldn't really come up with anything, but
like Grim Reaper, what you sow.
I don't know. I was trying to play around with it, but I couldn't get it. But I think there's potential of something to be there, especially with a Reaper in his death's head.
Yeah.
Switcheroos. I have 5.
I only have 3.
All right, go for it.
Judgment Night.
Actually, no, I have a bunch of them, but well, a lot of them you have to change a little bit. But yes, I have Judgment Night. Execution.
No, I have The Howling Man.
I don't. I have Back There.
Yep, that was my last one.
I have Shadow Play, The Grave, Valley of the Shadow, Stopover in a Quiet Town, and then I have 3 that are ones that you'd have to change, but I think they're kind of good. A Stop at Dachau instead of a Stop at Willoughby. Of Late, I think of Dachau instead of Late, I think of Cliffordsville. He does come back. He said he longed for the fatherland.
Yeah, I guess.
And then Last Night of a Nazi instead of Last Night of a Jockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, so not too many references on this one, but there was a few I was able to muster up. Starting us off, American Horror Story Season 2 Asylum features a former Nazi doctor who's in hiding in America and ultimately facing exposure and judgment.
Talking's hard, ain't it?
Yeah. Careful there, AI. My next one, 1978 movie called The Boys from Brazil. Explores Nazis hiding in South America yet again, kind of similar to what Lutz was doing.
Boys from Brazil, isn't that a porno you used to watch, Tyler, in your college days?
Oh, careful there.
You just say careful there every time.
I don't know how else to respond to this AI.
Right you are, AI.
Right you are, AI. And then another movie, 1976's Marathon Man. Features a former Nazi war criminal living under an assumed identity with the idea of the past atrocities resurfacing, kind of paralleling this episode.
Marathon Man, isn't that a porno you used to watch in your college days?
It's the same fucking joke.
It's not even original at this point. Jesus. Try harder, AI. And last but not least, 1974's The Odessa Files. It's a thriller about tracking down hidden Nazis, and it shares the theme of justice can be delayed but not avoided.
All right, well,
No.
Well, I guess go ahead, AI Sterling.
I beg your pardon, gentlemen. Before we continue our sombering meditation on guilt, genocide, and the architecture of human cruelty, a brief word from our sponsors. Because nothing pairs with crimes against humanity quite like 10% off with promo code Eternal Damnation.
All right, come on. This is pretty inappropriate.
Very well, no promo code. But perhaps a tasteful mattress advertisement. After all, tonight's episode reminds us that some men have trouble sleeping.
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. What?
He's trying to push ads.
No, but what is the bed thing? I don't get it. Trouble sleeping?
Yeah, the Nazi has trouble sleeping from what he did at night.
Oh, okay. Not a good joke if you have to explain it, AI.
Oh. All right, well, every week Tyler picks the episodes, and he does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Next week is our second annual year-end review, which I'm excited for. I can't believe we've been doing this for 2 years
Episode 104, we will officially be 2/3 of the way through the run here.
Right, and
Kinda
we get
crazy.
to do our 3 re-rates that we get every year. And what was the other thing that we do? The year review?
We give each other trivia questions that are kind of a amalgamation of the whole past year.
Right. I thought we did something else too. We'll have to...
The trivia questions
re-rates
are re-rates, and that's it. I think that's all that we did.
You sure?
Yeah.
Or do we run up the tally of what our top 3 are or something?
We
Maybe
didn't,
combined or something?
We didn't do that the end of the first year. We waited until the halfway point. So up to you. We could do that again if you want, or not. Up to you.
All right. Well, hopefully it's a good episode, or not that this one wasn't good, but you know what I'm saying. Something a little bit more uplifting after that.
It's not.
No, damn it. We still in Death Other. This was obviously Death,
Yes.
so it's Other. I have no idea then.
Take a random guess.
16mm Shrine.
You ready?
That one's time travel, though. Nervous Man in a $4 Room.
Yes.
It's a bottleneck episode.
A very stinker episode.
Yeah. I mean, it has a good message from You're not going to do it anymore. You're a good kid. Doesn't he keep calling himself a runt in that episode or something?
I don't. It was a bad episode. Just spoiler alert. Was not a fan of Nervous Man.
All right,
Hey, that rhymed.
Hey, not a fan of Nervous Man. I sure did. All right. Well, next week, Nervous Man in a $4 room.
You are about to receive a message from the 5th dimension.
All right, so got a couple of messages here from first one starting us off, Rachel F. on the newest video that we have out on When the Sky Was Opened. Rachel F. says, I'm loving the sassy AI Serling. Thank you, Rachel.
Hear that, boys? I have fans. People actually like me, unlike you two clouds.
Okay, AI Serling, take it easy.
All right now, AI Serling.
Give him one compliment.
And then our second comment comes from Gary Smith, and Gary Smith is commenting on an earlier episode of ours called On Thursday We Leave for Home, and Gary says, can you imagine being left on a barren planet? That would be terrifying.
Can you imagine being left in a computer to be a podcast co-host with these two imbeciles?
All right now, AI Serling.
I think I'd take that over the deserted planet, but...
And we also have a poll going on as well. So if you haven't voted, this is going to be a 4-parter with the first 3 parts being the most evil person, and then the final one being like the winners of each 3 kind of having to face it out. So far in the lead in the first poll is Anthony Fremont, and in our second poll, Gunther Lutz. So if you haven't voted yet, definitely go and vote, and then next week I'll be dropping the third one.
All right, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys could please continue to like and subscribe on the YouTube page. I see we have a couple more subscribers. Welcome to the Twilight Gnome family. If you guys could please continue to do so and tell your friends, it really means the world to us, guys. It's completely free to you, and it helps us out tremendously. If you need to get a hold of us for any other reason, you can email us at twilightgnome59@gmail.com. But until then, Tyler, my final question for you. What is your favorite movie that has to do with either concentration camp or Nazis or anything like that?
The one that comes to my mind first was the first Indiana Jones movie, but
is there Nazis in every single one? There's Nazis in Crystal Skull too.
Oh my God, there are Nazis in Crystal Skull. That takes place in the 50s though. Are they still
not? There's still fucking Nazis today, guy.
Oh yeah, I guess. I guess most of the Indiana Jones movies have Nazis. What other movies are there?
Like I said, Inglourious Bastards. We got Boy with the Striped Pajamas. You ever seen that?
Never seen that.
That was sad as hell. Schindler's List.
Schindler's List, or The Pianist. I'll go with The Pianist.
Really?
Yeah.
The Adrian Brody one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Schindler's List yet. That's on my to-watch list.
It is. It's a classic for a reason.
It's Spielberg?
Yeah, it's Steven Spielberg.
And obviously, it's Liam Neeson that plays him.
Yes, and then Ben Kingsley is one of the people in the camps.
Wow. He has quite the range. He plays Middle Eastern people. He played Gandhi, and then he's playing a Jewish guy.
Yeah, he's definitely runs the gambit there. What about you? What would you say?
That Boy with the Striped Pajamas is really good. That's terrible, obviously what happens in the movie, but that one, that's a gut wrencher.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're on this subject, you're kind of asking for a sad movie. It's not going to be la 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 la.
Yeah, weird tonal shift for a movie like that.
What was it? Was there a Family Guy joke or something? It was essentially Hogan's Heroes, but during the Holocaust, the Jews had tunnels around the thing, and they were...
Well, I mean, Hogan's Heroes, the whole plot of Hogan's Heroes is it's a World War II POW camp, and it's a comedy. They're constantly trying to help others escape while they stay there on purpose to help those that come through escape.
That is a dark TV show.
It's such a dark premise for a comedy. It would never fly nowadays, but it's a funny show if anyone's ever seen Hogan's Heroes. I mean, I guess MASH is kind of the same too. That takes place during the Korean War, and it's at least that has a lot of moments of levity where it's not always funny. There's some very dark and serious moments, and I think there was a director's choice for MASH where specifically anytime that they're in the OR, there's no laugh track or anything like that. It only it's the only time that they were allowed not to have it.
All right. Well, until next week, Ty, do you have anything to say to our dear, dear Nomies out there?
Yes, thank you guys so much for 2 amazing years so far, and please join us next week for our official 2-year through of our podcast so far. And thank you guys all for stepping in the Twilight Gnome.
It's 4 o'clock, the howling man is gone. Frisbee's telling stories, Mr. Dingle strong. There's time enough for the real Martian to stand up. Next stop, Willoughby, little girl is lost. There's something on the wing, Walter Jameson won't live long. Feel like I'm 5 characters in search of exit. Help, I'm slipping into the twilight known. Luckily on Thursday we leave for home. The Catamits came and gave beauty to behold. Where's everybody? Get Axman Tyler on the phone. Now you're listening to the Twilight Known. Till next Friday night, you won't be alone. Till then, just keep watching your favorite TV show. Take it, Mr. Serling. The Twilight Zone. Listen hard and long. The Twilight Known. Listen hard and long. The Twilight Known.
Or sound of music.
We should just cut that right there. Boop, boop. Restart from the beginning.